Do you believe that there's still a place on Earth where boiling water instantly turns into snow when poured, and cars must run their engines 24/7 just to survive the cold? Welcome to Yakutia, the coldest inhabited place on the planet. Here, people endure the extreme freeze with incredible resilience and some unbelievable traditions, like women warming up strangers at night. Sounds unbelievable? Join the Shin as we uncover 10 bizarre things found only in Yakutia, where even the cold shows respect for human endurance. 1. The coldest inhabited place on Earth. Oymyakon, a tiny village nestled deep within the icy lands of Yakutia, is known as the Pole of Cold for humankind. This isn't just a place where snow blankets the ground year-round. It's where the temperature once plunged to a staggering 71.2 degrees C, recorded in 1924, colder than some parts of Mars. In Oymyakon, winter doesn't last just a few months. It can dominate the entire year. People wake up to pitch-black skies, thermometers buried deep in the negatives, and air so cold that your breath can crystallize into ice within seconds. Amazingly, despite these suffocatingly harsh conditions, over 500 residents live steadily here. They raise livestock, hunt, attend school, and work just like anywhere else. Children walk to school in 50-degree C weather, wrapped in fur coats with only their eyes peeking out from layers of snow gear. And did you know? At these temperatures, a phone will die within minutes unless kept warm, cars must stay running through the night, and boiling water thrown into the air turns into fine snow before it even hits the ground. It may sound like fiction, but this is daily life in the coldest place on Earth, where people fight not only to survive but to truly live in one of the most extreme environments our planet has to offer. 2. Cars are never turned off. In Yakutia, owning a car means becoming lifelong partners with it, at least during the winter. In a land where the cold can crack metal and drain batteries within minutes, every driver lives by one unbreakable rule: never turn off the engine. It might sound strange, but it's the truth. Outdoor temperatures can drop below 50 degrees or even lower, causing engine oil to thicken like frozen fat, batteries to lose all charge, and the entire mechanical system to freeze into a solid block of ice. That's why many drivers in Yakutia keep their engines running all night, sometimes for hours on end, just to keep them warm. Parking lots in winter aren't quiet. They hum constantly with the sound of engines running, creating a signature soundtrack of the far north. In smaller towns, people even build heated garages or install specialized engine heaters to prevent their cars from freezing. Some even light fires under their vehicles to warm them up before starting, something that would seem crazy elsewhere, but here, it's as normal as morning tea. For the people of Yakutia, keeping a car alive is just as vital as keeping a person alive. A stalled engine isn't just an inconvenience. It could mean the difference between life and death on a journey through the snowy wilderness. And that's why in this land, engines are treated like living beings, always kept warm, always ready. 3. Frozen cuisine. Ever imagined a meal where everything is frozen solid and you eat raw fish without ever thawing it? Welcome to the one-of-a-kind cuisine of Yakutia, where people don't just eat to feel full, but to survive the brutal cold. The region's most iconic dish is stroganina, frozen raw fish sliced into ultra-thin ribbons and eaten while still icy cold. Yakut people use freshwater fish like whitefish, salmon, or Arctic char, slicing it paper-thin with a razor-sharp knife, then dipping it in salt, pepper, or spicy sauces. Each bite slowly melts in your mouth, delivering a unique blend of freshness, chill, and richness, a taste that feels both primal and wild. Alongside that is kumis, fermented mare's milk, a traditional Yakut drink. It has a slightly sour, tangy taste, with a mild alcoholic kick from natural fermentation. More than just a beverage, kumis is considered a healing tonic, believed to warm the body from the inside, strengthen immunity, and help endure the cold. What's remarkable is that most of these dishes require no fridge, no fancy cooking, just skill, inherited knowledge, and the natural freezer that is Yakutia's outdoor climate. In this land, food isn't just culture, it's survival art, born from harmony with nature. It's a testament to human ingenuity, tradition, and deep respect for the resources that the land, frozen though it may be, so generously provides. 4. Gold, diamonds, and wealth beneath the ice. It may sound like a paradox, but hidden beneath one of the harshest, coldest landscapes on Earth lies a colossal treasure trove. Gold, diamonds, and priceless natural resources buried deep under the permafrost of Yakutia. Yakutia is the source of over 99% of Russia's diamond production and contributes nearly 1/3 of the world's total diamond supply. The city of Mirny, a small settlement in the icy wilderness, is home to an enormous diamond mine plunging 525 meters deep, famously dubbed the Scar of the Earth. But diamonds aren't the only riches here. Yakutia is also rich in gold, coal, oil, and natural gas. These resources have transformed what seems like an uninhabitable land into one of Russia's most economically strategic regions. What's even more extraordinary is the resilience of the people. Despite the brutal cold, thousands of workers toil day and night in deep underground mines, where temperatures can shift suddenly from 50 degrees Celsius to plus 30 degrees Celsius within just a few dozen meters. A thermal shock not meant for the faint-hearted. Thanks to its mineral wealth, many areas in Yakutia have seen significant modernization. Amid the snow and ice, you'll find high-rise buildings, shopping malls, modern airports, and an extensive transport network connecting remote regions by plane, helicopter, or specially equipped trucks. In the heart of the frozen wilderness, Yakutia is not only a land that tests human limits, it's also a place where nature hides its most precious treasures, cold on the surface, but boiling with value beneath. 5. Yakut women, the warm fireplaces of a frozen winter. In the suffocating cold of Yakutia, where the wind can slash skin like knives and the temperatures can steal your breath if you're not warm enough, heat doesn't just come from stoves or blankets. It comes from people, and most of all, from the women of Yakutia. There are stories passed down like legends of Yakut women helping strangers, whether they were drivers, travelers, or forest wanderers, by inviting them into their homes, offering food, and even sleeping beside them to share warmth. It may sound sensitive, but in truth, it was a deeply human tradition rooted in survival and compassion. Yakut women have long been seen as symbols of resilience and hospitality. They care for their families, raise children, and serve as the keepers of warmth and life through the eternal winter. In Yakut culture, helping a stranger with a hot cup of tea, a warm blanket, or even body heat is not considered romantic, but rather a noble act of the heart, a duty born of empathy. It's hard to imagine that in such a cold, unforgiving land, there exist women so warm, gentle, and selfless. They are the living hearths of winter, not just in the literal sense, but in the most beautiful way that humanity can offer. 6. Spacesuit. Fashion, the secret to outdoor survival. In Yakutia, fashion isn't about looking good. It's about staying alive. When outdoor temperatures plunge to 60 degrees Celsius, a thin, stylish outfit is practically a death sentence. That's why Yakut people often look like astronauts stepping out of a spaceship whenever they venture outside. They wrap themselves in layers so thick that walking becomes slow and heavy. Fur coats, down jackets, fleece pants, multiple scarves, fur hats, and gloves. Everyone on the street exposes only their eyes, the only part still communicating with the outside world. Shoes aren't just shoes, They're reindeer skin boots or multi-layered fur footwear that completely insulate against the frozen ground. Gloves are typically worn in 2 layers, wool on the inside, fur or leather on the outside. Just removing them for a few minutes can result in severe frostbite. Some even carry chemical heat packs tucked into their coat pockets or boots to help maintain body warmth for hours. And get this, getting dressed in the morning in Yakutia can take longer than eating breakfast. Children are bundled up by their parents layer by layer, like they're preparing for space travel. Movement becomes slow, clumsy, and heavy, but it's the price to pay for survival in such a merciless winter. Here, fashion isn't just adaptation, it's a survival art, a living testament to human creativity and resilience in the face of one of the most brutal climates on Earth. 7. The sun disappears. Life in darkness. Can you imagine living in darkness for weeks on end, with the sun peeking out for just a few fleeting hours before vanishing again? In Yakutia, this isn't science fiction. It's the reality of every winter. At the coldest time of the year, daylight shrinks to just 3 or 4 hours a day. In some remote areas, the sun barely brushes the horizon before slipping away, leaving behind a gloomy purple-gray sky and a biting cold that feels like it's swallowing the world whole. Living in darkness is more than a physical challenge. It's a mental battle. Many people experience seasonal depression, disorientation, fatigue, even losing track of time altogether. You might leave the house at 9 a.m. under a pitch-black sky, and when you finish work at 5 p.m., it's still enveloped in darkness. Yet, the Yakut people find their own way to shine through the shadows. Buildings glow with warm light. Streets are strung with endless lines of LED decorations. Children play under golden lamplight instead of sunlight, while adults gather around steaming pots of soup, sip tea, and sing ancient folk songs to drive away the cold and loneliness. For them, darkness is no longer something to fear. It's a familiar companion. They've learned to embrace the quiet, to listen inward, and to treasure every rare ray of light more than ever before. Because in Yakutia, when light becomes scarce, the human spirit glows even brighter. 8. A unique language and culture. Amid the icy wilderness of Siberia, where one might expect only howling winds and endless snow, Yakutia is a hidden cradle of rich culture and a language that stands completely apart from the rest of Russia. The native people here are primarily the Yakut, also known as the Saka, an ethnic minority with their own distinct identity, traditions, and most notably, their own language, Saka. Though they live under the Russian flag, the Yakut have preserved the language of their ancestors like a flame that never dies, even in the coldest winds. The Saka language belongs to the ancient Turkic language family, known for its melodic tones and vivid, image-rich expressions. In many villages, children learn to speak Saka before they even begin learning Russian, and in schools, their mother tongue remains a mandatory subject. But language is only one part of their vibrant identity. Yakut culture is deeply intertwined with nature, mythology, and ancient spiritual beliefs. They believe in Ai, deities who govern the natural world, and hold seasonal rituals, fire festivals, and ancestral ceremonies that are mystical, sacred, and deeply rooted in tradition. Every song, every dance, every embroidered pattern tells a story, a legend passed down through generations. One of the most iconic festivals in Yakutia is Isyak, the celebration of the new year in June, marking the return of the sun after the long polar night. During this time, the Yakut dress in traditional attire, drink fermented mare's milk, sing folk songs, and dance in circles around a sacred wooden pillar, a ritual that reconnects them with the sky and the earth. In today's fast, modernizing world, where cultural identity is easily swept away, Yakutia stands firm, proudly preserving the soul of its people. In this frozen land, the warmest and most radiant thing isn't the fire in their homes. It's the burning pride of a heritage carried in every Yakut's veins. 9. The art of reindeer riding and dog sledding. When roads vanish beneath layers of snow and cars become nothing more than frozen blocks of metal, in Yakutia, reindeer and dog sleds reign supreme. These aren't just modes of transportation. They're proud symbols of ancient culture and deep-rooted tradition among the indigenous people. For hundreds of years, the Yakut and other nomadic peoples of northern Siberia have tamed reindeer and trained sled dogs as loyal companions, vital for surviving this unforgiving land. In conditions where snow buries the landscape, the terrain turns treacherous, and the cold can kill a car engine in minutes. Powerful reindeer and tireless sled dogs race across snowy fields as if the cold never existed. Riding a reindeer requires patience and understanding. It's not just a ride, it's a bond. In remote areas, people still use reindeer-drawn sleds for hunting, traveling between villages, or transporting goods through the frozen wilderness. Dog sledding, too, especially with Siberian Lykas or Yakutian Huskies, is more than just transportation. These dogs are strong, fiercely loyal, and highly trained. Under the command of a musher, they move in perfect unison, slicing through the snowy plains like an arrow in flight. Today, even as modern technology reaches more parts of Yakutia, the art of reindeer riding and dog sledding is preserved as a living heritage. During winter festivals, visitors can experience dog sled rides or even learn to guide a reindeer sleigh, an adventure that feels both thrilling and deeply ancestral, reconnecting humans with the wild. In a place where the weather allows no room for error, it's these four-legged companions that keep life moving forward. They're not just transportation. They're symbols of endurance, intelligence, and the unbreakable bond between people and the untamed nature around them. 10. A steel spirit in the harshest of natures. You can wear the warmest clothes, carry high-tech gear, and master survival skills. But there's one thing you can't buy: the steel spirit of the Yakut people. In a land of bone-chilling cold and endless darkness, it's unshakable willpower that gets them through each icy day. Here, where stepping outside can feel like going to war with nature, people don't just survive, they live with strength and pride. Despite year-round snow and razor-sharp winds, the rhythm of life never falters. Children go to school, adults head to work, families gather together, and vibrant traditional festivals light up even the whitest winter. This spirit has been forged through generations, by reindeer herders, miners, hunters, artists, teachers, and doctors who brave the cold not just for themselves, but to serve their communities. They don't complain, they don't give in. They learn to smile at the cold and accept it as a natural part of life. In a modern world where comfort often breeds dependence, Yakutia is a powerful reminder. Resilience, kindness, and adaptability are humanity's strongest survival tools. And perhaps it's that very steel spirit that allows the Yakut people not only to endure, but to live boldly, beautifully, and become a symbol of courage in one of the most unforgiving places on Earth. Yakutia, where extreme cold can't freeze the human spirit. A land that's the coldest in the world, yet warmed by its rich culture, incredible people, and mind-blowing traditions. In Yakutia, even the frost bows down to human resilience. If you love unique discoveries like this, don't forget to like, share, and follow the Shin so you won't miss the next adventure.